Hey everybody, it's me, Stu Helm, the Food Fan, and I am here at Food Fan headquarters, and I have a rare guest. You guys may have noticed I stopped booking guests like weeks ago, but I'm open for guests. I just kind of need them to book themselves. And this week I have one Rebecca Lynch, who is a big deal in the city of Asheville, in my opinion, and a big deal in the food scene. And we also, Rebecca, you and I have something in common besides food. We both wear the same outfit every day. Now, we don't wear matching outfits like me and you aren't wearing the same outfit, but you wear the same outfit every day. I wear the same outfit every day. I respect you so much for that.
I love a uniform.
Tell us what you wear every day before we talk about food.
And I am wearing one right now. I have a 99% chance of wearing a black jumpsuit is what you'll catch me in, with some statement earrings, often food related. Today they are baguettes. I have lunch plans with a friend with the Hamon Bear from Mother Asheville later today. So baguettes were the earrings today.
Beautiful. Awesome. I love it. You're the best. Any hoodles, everybody. Rebecca is the head honcho at Chow Chow. Now, Rebecca, what's your official title? I stink at official titles.
Executive Director. Thank you,
Executive
Stu.
Director. Yes. And for those who don't know, Chow Chow is a food event that was started in 2019. And then for those who may not remember, there was a pandemic in 2020. And then that lasted a little while. But Chow Chow rolled with the punches and reinvented itself. And Rebecca, why don't I just hand the mic over to you and you can tell everybody how Chow Chow is presenting itself in 2022.
Great. Chow Chow 2022 is coming back this summer with 3 weekends of culinary events: June 23rd through the 26th, August 4th through 7th, and September 8th through the 11th. We're continuing on the path that we began last year, which Chow Chow is on a journey to create a new model for food festivals for culinary event series, ones that are community-centered and equitable. And food is universal. There is an incredible power of gathering people together around a table for a shared meal. And if you're going to do that, let's let there be food for thought. Let's let there be intentional conversations about issues that are important to our community while we're gathering around delicious food and craft beverage. And that's the path we're on. And so we have an amazing lineup of 25 events over 3 weekends this summer. Wow. That will, of course, continue our delicious and dedicated mission to uplifting our Southern Appalachian foodways, but we'll also engage in conversations around racial justice, food insecurity, mental health, affordable housing in the unhoused, clean water, access to issues around water justice, all of these important conversations that many individuals, thought leaders, nonprofits, businesses, organizations are working on in our community. And we see Chow Chow as a platform to amplify those voices in our community while we are gathering around tables filled with delicious bites from the extraordinary culinary and craft beverage and maker community here in West North Carolina and Southern Appalachia.
That is awesome. That says it all, and it says a lot. You guys have a lot going on. 25 events. That's a lot of events, Rebecca. You must be very organized.
I love a spreadsheet, Stu. No surprise there. I love a spreadsheet. I'm also really excited. We certainly continue to listen to our community and have that conversation happen. This year, of the 25 events we're hosting, fully 2/3 of them, 17, are either free or up to a maximum of $60. Thank you. Thank you.
You did listen to the community, because that was the big complaint in 2019 when it was one big festival. I, of course, waltzed right in as a member of the press, but other people were complaining about ticket price. And I was like, hey, the food's free on the other side. And you know that curate is going to be there, right?
Right. So one of those initiatives this year is our Sunday Supper series. So that's a new initiative for this summer. So each of the 3 weekends will have a late afternoon Sunday supper, a community meal gathering event. Those are our free events, free plus donations welcome. We ask for folks, if they can, provide a little donation to support and honor the hands that brought the meal. And those, we wanted to group them together around a theme that was across the summer. And so the Sunday Supper series is exploring conversations around basic needs. So June is food, August is shelter, and September is water. And with each of those events, for example, the one coming up in June, our first weekend, get your tickets now for June weekend. Our Sunday Supper around food, of course, is talking about food justice, food insecurity, and folks working in that landscape in our community. So we'll have a beautiful, gracious served buffet with chefs, including Chris Cox with Mother Ocean, Jill Wasilewski with Ivory Road, Mallory Foster from Chestnut Corner Kitchen, but also representatives. We have Delia from Abundancia Food Bank, which is in Henderson County, which works on culturally appropriate food pantry for the Hispanic community. I mean, it's all well and good to put together a box of ingredients for tuna noodle casserole, but if that is not something that a community eats, knows how to eat, their kids want to eat, knows how to cook with,
Right.
it may not be helpful.
What, Rebecca? I had never thought of that in my whole life. And I think now I'm going to think about that. And I bet a lot of people who hear this are also going to think about it. So thanks for that. Like that alone, gosh, that's a big deal. That really is.
So Delia with Abundancia, support them. Right. Rice, beans, tomatillos, peppers, that's what you want. Fresh vegetables. So of course, Reverend Brian Combs with Haywood Street Congregation and Downtown Welcome Table will be there, as well as Ali Kasparian with Bonnie and Soul. So, these are all, really important conversations, but also that opportunity to gather with folks around a table that you may not know, engage in conversation, meet others in your community. We at Chow Chow really feel that building community around food is at the heart of what we do. So we're very excited about that, adding that new Sunday Supper series initiative. Also, excitingly, the Sunday Supper series are family friendly. All other Chow Chow events are 21 plus. We've heard that as well. So our Sunday Supper series, bring the family, bring the kids.
Which part did you hear? Like, we don't want to go into any dinners that have kids, or we need some that allow kids? Or there
was a conversation internally about whether or not the Sunday Supper series events should be non-alcoholic.
Okay.
And then we heard from some parents that were like, please don't make us go out to an event with our kids and not be able to drink beer.
I learned that when I used to publish a kids magazine called Asheville Flyer for Kids, and we would do parties and we served beer. And the parties, like, parents were so grateful for the beer. And I learned nobody needs a beer more than a parent.
So we've got, incredible beverage partners all summer long: Hillman Beer, Noble Cider, Wicked Weed, New Belgium, White Labs. Also, though, still at every event, there will be NA zero proof beverages, as we know, for the Devil's Foot's coming in again all summer, Mountain Valley, folks like Savor Shrub and Simple Juice and others. So they'll also be always delicious for those that are just balancing the hydration, or those that choose to go in A.
Well, as somebody who doesn't drink, I have always appreciated that the restaurants around here provide great non-alcoholic beverages. And last time I went to a Chow Chow event last year, there was great NA, like cocktails without alcohol. Yeah. So thank you.
You're welcome. I do a fair amount of making of alcohol, but I also drink lightly. So I also appreciate those options as well. Sunday Supper series, the Flights and Bites tasting events, which may be one of your best sort of bangs for the buck, are our $60 events. And those are the ones that have 7 chefs, 7 beverage. The chefs are all going to be doing like 3 bites a piece. And so for our June weekend, to highlight our couple of opening events, we have Diaspora on Friday, June 25th in the evening, and Entrepreneurs of Color on Saturday midday. This year, we also have 3 primary campuses each weekend. So sort of one venue that'll be hosting multiple events for us. So our June weekend is going to be hosted by Atelier Maison down in Biltmore Village. which is a furniture store that has a secret back campus that's gorgeous with a big
Like,
patio and a stream running through it. So we'll
okay.
be, yes.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. And parking. So
Oh, wow. Most importantly,
most
Asheville.
so we'll be setting up there. And we'll also, of course, be, I mean, I neglect to say, we did realize last summer that while we hosted 21 events over 3 months last summer, we sort of neglected to do sort of an opening and closing party. So we've added those on the schedule this year. So we do have just a very fun, eat your heart out, get super excited, launch the summer opening party on Thursday, June 23rd in the evening at Atelier Maison. And that one, 15 chefs, a whole slew of beverages. Thank you to Explore Asheville for sponsoring that one. And that one is going to be, I mean, we have Posana, the Auditorium, Salsas, Creamworks, Feta Flav, 9 Mile, Bear's Smokehouse, Red Fiddle Vittles, Lobster Trap, Chestnut, Storm Rum and Stay Glazed, Ukiah. I know some of your favorites are on here.
Yeah.
Gourmet Foods International. They're all going to be there doing tastes. And I was working on adding menu sneak peeks to the website today, and I am starving. Old fashioned banana pudding ice cream from Nikisha at Creamworks.
Oh my God.
Grilled octopus with fava spread and an ouzo pot de creme from Feta Flav. Your favorite burnt end bites from Bear's Smokehouse.
Yum.
Yeah. Oysters on the half shell from Mike at Lobster Crab. I mean, I'm going to be standing there at the oyster station.
Yeah, man. Oh, I love
oh my
oysters.
Goodness, right?
And
Chef
Rebecca,
Noah. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I just wanted to say I love the way that your list started. Like, that's an incredible list of vendors, right? But I love the way it started out. Posana, Auditorium. Could there be any two restaurants on the more opposite end of the scale? Posana, super classy, bright, plants everywhere, serving gluten-free food, although don't tell anybody or they won't go. It's fantastic. I love it. Chef Peter Pollet, right in the middle of downtown. And then we have the Auditorium way on the far end of West Asheville, on the end of Haywood Avenue, and a dive bar full of like pickled snakes in jars and stuff like that, like skeletons on the walls, and Chef Ben Hester just crushing it with this bar food that's amazing. So that says everything about Asheville right there, that your list started out with Posana, Auditorium, and then it just went crazy from there and listed about a bajillion great places. And then you started talking about a food cart called Creamworks, which, I mean, come on, we've got James Beard nominated high-end restaurants involved in the same events as food carts. And that's because we love them all.
We love them all, and that's Chow Chow. And that's bringing everyone. We have such a rich and deep breadth of a culinary community here. So everyone from food trucks to gas station restaurants to high-end fine dining and James Beard. We are here to put it all on the table for everyone to enjoy. Super excited about that.
It all tastes amazing.
It all tastes amazing.
I
had just learned about our diaspora event, which is on Friday, June 24th, another one of those $60 flights and bites. I've had the honor of meeting, but I haven't yet tasted, and so that's on my schedule for Grind Fest to taste, is Queen's Island cuisine with Queenie McLeod.
Oh my God.
So I've been like stalking on the Instagram, stalking on the social medias, this curried goat situation.
Same here. Haven't tried it yet. Looks great. Yeah.
So I got to meet Queenie on Zoom, and I got to meet her in person yesterday. Super excited about that, along with Hector and Julia Revilla with Mimonas, and bringing some folks up from the coast with Emerald Isle with Shepherd Barbecue. Have you had pastries from French Broad Pantry and Dune? Like classic, gorgeous French pastries.
I just met the chef last week. He has a French accent.
Mm-hmm. So I think that's West Asheville Tailgate Market on Tuesdays, Black Mountain on Saturdays. That's going to be amazing. Chef Office from Bene on Eagle is joining that. So that one's going to be amazing. Obviously, again, all of the gorgeous beverages. Entrepreneurs of Color, I'm super excited about. That's midday on Saturday. So a really powerful conversation around challenges and opportunities around BIPOC entrepreneurship, led by Jay Hackett and Bruce Waller with Black Wall Street and Grind Asheville, Jeremiah Robinson, who's the entrepreneur in residence at Mountain BizWorks and is leading their Catalyst Fund, which is specifically for BIPOC entrepreneurs, as well as Luis Martinez, the chef and co-founder of Tequio Foods, who's working with that combination between indigenous farmers in Oaxaca and bringing those authentic ingredients here to America, as well as Chef Ramona Young with Kente Kitchen, who will also be chefing on that event. That at the moment is currently a completely badass all-star lineup of all-female BIPOC chefs. We're talking Naomi Negron with Buggy Pops, Ramona Young with Kente Kitchen, Jamie Lauren coming up from Charlotte with her Pastry Prodigy Project, Chef May from Thai Pearl, Shorty from Bun Intended, Patty from Pupuseria Patty. I mean, come on. What are you waiting for? Get your tickets. ChowChowAsheville.com.
Rebecca, those names, these are like all-star names. In Asheville, I don't know. We have a music scene and we know our musicians by name, and there's a comedy scene and some of the comedians are pretty well known. But I feel like our chefs are like, I don't want to say they're celebrities because it's not necessarily what they're looking for, but they are like, we should have a set of trading cards. Like, I'll trade you a Katie Button for a Shorty, you know? And like, I don't know, our chefs, when you say their names, I just get all jazzed and excited because, of course, I'm having lots of memories of eating their food when you say their names, but they're also really just nice people and full of excitement and passion for what they do and for our city, and a passion. You know what they're passionate about, Rebecca? Me and you and the eaters of this town. They love to feed us. So that's exciting for us.
I love to be fed, Stu, I'll be honest.
Yeah, no.
I just had one of Naomi's pops. It was a matcha pop that she's doing in collaboration with Matcha Nude, who's also going to be on Beverage on this event, and that was a gorgeous thing of beauty.
Nice. Was that a breakfast pop? Did you just have that?
No, it was a dessert. It was a dessert pop.
From
I was
last
at a dinner party and there was lots of desserts, but I would be more than happy to actually have it as a breakfast pop.
Oh, I'm thinking now her pops, for one thing, they've got a lot of fruit and natural stuff in them. So
completely breakfast worthy.
Breakfast pops for sure.
Breakfast pops all the way. And then we also have, so those are our sort of flights and bikes cocktail style events. We also have two, additionally over each weekend, we have beautiful multi-course seated dinners for a little bit of a different vibe and experience. So the June weekend on Saturday evening, which will actually be hosted, I'm excited about it. Devil's Foot Beverage has a new production facility down in Biltmore Village off Sweeten Creek. Okay. And so we'll be hosting the event there.
I didn't know they had a new facility.
I think it's maybe I was telling a secret. I don't think so. I think they're working on it. They're working on it. It'll be there for us in the host in June. This event sponsored by New Belgium Brewing. It is a 6-course dinner, food as medicine. So conversations around, how, our eating practices, both traditional and contemporary, impact, as we know, our physical, emotional, and mental health. But that doesn't mean that and so that's going to be a really fascinating conversation. So we have Shanti with Shanti Elixirs, Fermenting Queen, Meg Chamberlain with Fermenti, April Jones, who founded the Pinehurst Farmers Market in Columbia, she founded a farmers market and a food desert in Columbia and really talks about access to fresh food and vegetables around Black sovereignty and Black health and food and wellness, as well as Tyson Sampson from Cherokee and Qualla with the Big Witch Indian Wisdom Initiative, which will really lay down the truth about sort of traditional indigenous plants and usage of food as medicine, which was really the foundation for everything. And a really exciting and very thoughtful lineup of chefs who really do personally believe in the concepts of food as medicine. And so that conversation will be, from the plate to the microphone, a completely sort of immersive conversation that'll happen. We have Brandon Ruiz, who's an herbalist and farmer down in Charlotte with Yukayaki Farms. Malcolm McMillan, private chef also from Charlotte. Mike McCarty's bringing back the oysters with the Lobster Trap. Sarah Wickers and Katie McDonald, who are with Well Seasoned Table here, which is a
Yeah.
local foraging spice company, but they also are chefs.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then James
They just
Sutherland,
got
which
some
is
sort of grant,
mhm,
or an award or something, and they're in Candler, and Candler's blowing up. I'm telling you what.
Candler is blowing up. And then James Sutherland with Blue Dream Curry House,
Oh,
who
James.
this will be the first Chow Chow for James, and we're excited. I think
Oh,
there is
he's an awesome person, just a lovely
sort
human
of a
being.
sunburst trout South Indian coconut curry was discussed on there.
Good.
There was also um, what here I got fermented beets with fig leaves, buttermilk borscht, pecan rye crumble, and sea buckthorn. I love when I have to Google things. When I see a menu or a
Yeah.
description and I have to Google things, I get
Yeah.
very excited about
Sure
having to
thing.
Google
Yeah.
things.
Um,
And then, not to forget, we'll be having as well, bringing back our Pride Brunch, Appalachian Pride Brunch on Sunday, June 26th, which was a fantastic, high energy, delicious event. Last summer, we're bringing that back. This summer, hosted again at Smoky Park Supper Club. So open with cocktail hour, drag show, and then go on into 4 or 5 course brunch with a really dynamite lineup of queer chefs here in Asheville. I'm really excited about that. Jay Chong with Jay Chong Eats, Michelle Bailey, Smoky Park Supper Club, Terry Terrell with the Clarksdale, Michelle Gentile with Harriet's Tomato, Disco, Gospel Ice Cream, the new ice cream that's sort of making waves in the town.
have not heard of that.
Elevated,
All
wonderful
right.
flavors like smoked fennel and Campari grapefruit.
Dang.
And then beautiful pastries Layered by Lex Walton. And so super exciting. That one's going to be amazing.
Yeah. Imagine the Pride brunch is going to be high energy. Who could have imagined that?
Right. And so that one's going to be, I don't know if folks remember if they came to our The Grass is Greener event last year, where ballet dancer and butcher Andrew Magazine butchered a goat for us in front of 150 people at this event, and had a great conversation about butchery and grass-fed meats. Did that in a dress and 6-inch patent leather black heels.
Wow.
I
Okay.
can't even walk across my house in 2-inch heels, let alone butcher a goat.
Yeah.
Andrew's coming back and will be emceeing and moderating that conversation with the chefs with each course. Last year, we had to move our workshops and seminars, our classes, to the virtual platform. We're excited this year to bring those back in person. So each weekend, we'll also have 2 sort of workshop seminar learning opportunities. And our June weekend, we've got Appalachian homemade wines with Lyndon and Amy from Botanist and Barrel. Can't go wrong there. As well as I'm excited about a complicated but delicious conversation around Cherokee fry bread with Tyson and Sampson and Miss Charles from Big Witch Indian Wisdom Initiative. And so excited about a full weekend of June events. And then, of course, check us out for August and September later in the summer.
Well, we'll get you back on the show. There's so much to cover with Chow Chow. It's amazing how the big food festival, it was a pretty traditional food festival, has just really changed and morphed and become such a social justice event. I don't want to put too heavy of a label on it because it is a fun thing where the food is central, and then using that food to just further all of the things that we need to discuss, and all of the issues that you mentioned: housing, water, equity. All of that impacts the food scene tremendously, like all of those things, Black entrepreneurship, all of it. So it's really great that you and your fellow Chow Chow people have taken the reins of this thing. And I was worried it was going to disappear after 2020. Like, that was just a year that was like a festival killer. I can name 3 others that are gone and probably will never come back. And so I'm glad that y'all didn't just give up and be like, well, we'll regather and rename it and retool it. Like, for one thing, I know there was a lot of money went into the branding and stuff. So it's not like everybody was like, well, let's just take a big loss. So I'm glad that you were able to rescue the branding, which, by the way, is excellent. All of the graphics for Chow Chow are always amazing. And that you guys made it more than just a food festival, which, believe me, I love a food festival. Just put me in front of some food. I don't even need thoughts in my head. I don't need to, I could be completely removed from social justice and still enjoy food. But it's so much better when when you all do it so thoughtfully and so well, and you do things for the community that we wouldn't have thought of. you know, like the eaters. I'm speaking for myself, but for some of my eater friends, I can say, like we're grateful that y'all are doing this because it makes it easier for us to be better eaters.
Thank
So
you, Stu.
yeah, well, I'm grateful, and I know that everybody is just really glad that Chow Chow is what it is and has become what it's becoming, and I'm sure it's going to evolve. Now, you and I'll definitely have you back on because we've got a series that I'm going to be involved with that's happening in September. So I want to, and that's the storyteller series, and that's what I attended last year, and it was great. You pair up a storyteller with a chef, and then there's a dish. There's like what, 5 courses?
Mhm.
Yeah, so 5 storytellers, 5 chefs, 5 courses, and I'm excited about that. Lord knows I have stories.
As do I, as you know. No, we encourage everyone to join us, as we call it, Celebrating Justly, and to do that all summer long. So don't wait on this. Go get your tickets today. ChowChowAsheville.com, and hopefully, Stu, I'll see you at events all summer long as well. And it's going to be amazing. But thank you again, and thank you to this incredible community of my volunteer board, our sponsors, the chefs, our speakers, everyone who is making all of this happen. I couldn't do it without this extraordinary Chow Chow family that's being built.
You have a great team. Yeah. And Rebecca, I want to
Special
thank you.
shout out, of course, have to Shay Brown Events Management. Shay Brown, our festival director, as well as Courtney Edwards, our culinary director, Ashley Williams, beverage director, and Kristen Body, our volunteer director, my core team, along with my incredible board that's really making it all happen.
Well, thank you for those shout outs. And I work with Shay Brown Events, and we got this hot dog thing coming up.
It's on my calendar. It's on my calendar,
Yeah.
Stu.
Good, good. And Shay is awesome. So thank you for mentioning her and your other partners and working co-workers. And Rebecca, thanks for coming on the show. We'll have you back on throughout the summer. And thanks for everything you do.
Thank you, Stu. Eat something delicious today.
I will, and I'll tell you about it.
All right. Bye.
Bye.